Well, the long-awaited 7-year update has finally came, and the new level of Dash has been shown to the community. Dash is the newest insane level of Geometry Dash 2.2 along with Explorers, which got delayed. I played through Dash 100% it, but I got some strong opinions towards the level. Maybe it's just me, but I want to explain what the level is and explain some of my opinions towards it. The intro of the level starts off with your cube sliding along with some sort of trail behind it. Then once you jump on the red orb, the entire level comes towards you, along with a sign to hint what's coming to you. The spider part introduces camera movements, which is pretty good execution for this part, knowing what other future level creators might do. The next spider part kind of made some of the GD community mad, mainly because this was a poor execution of the new arrow trigger, but I like it. It gives you a little challenge to play along with the brand new mechanic, but I will mark it off because you just get thrown into it out of anywhere. The next part is a mini cube part, which has a pretty good gimmick, where you have to hit the correct blocks in order to make it to the end. And this part was executed pretty well, until you try to get the coin. The coin route is bad to me. Why? Because you are instructed not to hit the red blocks or else you die. But instead, if you want to get the coin, you have to hit the last one. Well, it's easy to get because it's forced to you if you hit the correct one. But you won't be able to know what the correct one is unless you see the eyes for a split second. Overall, the part's good, but the coin's bad. The next part introduces the new Swing Copter game mode, but in a risky way. Other game modes like the Wave and UFO were introduced with an open space with nothing on the ground so you could take a few seconds to figure out. But in a Swing Copter you only have like a second to figure out what it does, or else you'll die. But otherwise, the Swing Copter area is fine, big open space and matches the flow of the level. Oh, if you're curious what the Swing Copter does, it's basically the ball and ship, where you have to click to change gravity, but you're in the air. The next part turns the screen sideways, then you jump into a robot portal, then you enter a ball portal. The ball part is kinda okay. I mean, it's not ugly, it just doesn't feel like it fits the level. And compare it to the beginning of the level, where you enter this fiery area, and now you're just enclosed in a tight gap. Oh yeah, this topic will carry on throughout the rest of the level, so make sure to watch until the end. The next part is the second Swing Copter section, which is a big open area so I'm friendly to new players again. And the coin is good too, gives you a little hint with the changing color in one of the electric bolt thingies. But it's tight, so getting it is a challenge, which is perfect. The next spider part is like the ball part, where I feel like it doesn't fit in with the level. I mean, like the ball part, it's just an enclosed space with just a few clicks, without figuring out what to do. The next cube part kinda made me mad, but in a funny way. Because when I first played it, I don't know if it's just my skill issue, but there's no S blocks to my knowledge, so I just slammed into the electric fence without any warning. Kinda made me agitated, but to think about it's quite funny. The next part introduces spider orbs, which are similar to black orbs, but they slam you to the ground instantly. The execution is nice, but this part just totally kills me, because it just feels so empty. For example, Geometrical Dominator has one part where you enter an enclosed space, but there's extra decorations and stuff. But for this part in Dash, it doesn't feel right. It feels like Robtop just put basic gameplay and decorations and just call it a day, which got me frustrated knowing that this level means a lot for an update that took 6 years. But overall, it's a good execution. The next part plays along with the sliding on the walls mechanic pretty well. It's pretty good actually, I have nothing else to say more. The next coin is like the Power Trip third coin, where you have to click a certain amount of times to make it appear, which is a pretty good coin. Now, if you don't want to hear any of my opinions, this is a good time to click off, because I have a lot to say about the rest of the level. After this part, you get into a ship and fly into a section that's similar to many other Robtop sections. Then you fly into this very tight space with almost no reaction at all, so you have to master that part. The robot section is like the last cube part I talked about, where it's a lack of decorations. It just feels like Robtop got lazy for these parts. I mean, at least add something more in ship part or robot part, like some air decorations or saws or anything. And on top of that, this doesn't feel like Dash. In the beginning part, we entered this sort of special heated up fiery wasteland or map where it matches the music. But in these parts, it just turns into a normal rated level where there are structures with decorations and a pit of death like this toxic green stuff. I'm not trying to tell Rob to change things, but hear ye out. In levels like Geometrical Dominator, the whole level is supposed to be like a Super Mario level because of the vibe. It lived up to his name. I know Deadlocked had different type of decorations and one-time parts like the Only Touch Blue part, but except the level fits its name well. It plays off of different decoration styles and ways where it matches the level theme perfectly. Dash feels like it's 2 levels at once. The first part is Dash and the other part is Toxic Wasteland. I mean, there's no other name I can think of. I mean, I'm sorry, but this is how I feel, alright? Dash is supposed to be Dash. nothing else. Oh, the last part where you go back and forth is cool, and the ending of the level is pretty good, so that's a 10 out of 10 right there. Overall, to add things up, this entire level is an 8 out of 10. It feels energetic and fun with a lack of some decoration, but still fun to play no matter what. Don't take these personally, I'm just explaining my opinions here towards the level. You can agree with me or you can't, or you don't have to. Anyways, that's it for my video. Have a good day, everyone.